Hello, everybody, and welcome to a beautiful night here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We've got a handful of trucks on hand tonight, 28 to be exact, and Dylan Brockwell is the winner of practice. We're currently in qualifying right now, and we've got about 5 minutes, or about 4 minutes remaining now in the qualifying session. This is race 9 out of 10 here tonight for the Wiley X Truck Series. I'll go ahead and introduce some of the people who will be helping us out tonight. Ben Niles is going to join us up here in the booth, as a guest tonight. Dylan Lee, as always, alongside me. Ben Kilcrease. Sam Taylor is producing in his little production van at the bottom of the grandstands. Dylan, we are at Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight. We're going to see a bunch of draft, I got a feeling.
Yeah, this place is really good with the draft. It handles differently with different cars, so it'll be interesting to see how much of a role it's going to play tonight.
That it will. We might even see a face that we haven't seen in victory lane, and I know that's not going to be hard to do because Brockwell has won really all of them, but I think somebody's going to be able to knock him off tonight.
Yeah, we'll find out, and it's everybody's got a really close time, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Week in and week out, these guys put on an amazing show, and coming to Charlotte, it's a default track, so I'm pretty sure they've driven this the most. So a lot of close racing is expected tonight, and well, I can't wait.
Neither can I. Ben, now coming into this track tonight as a driver, what is your strategy heading into this 80-lap race?
Well, Ben, biggest thing about this track is definitely survival. With this draft package we have here, all the trucks can be very nose to tail, trying to keep as much speed and momentum up as possible. But it can get very tricky as drivers will try the outside line and can get in trouble on the walls out of the corners.
There you have it. We're just moments away from dropping the green flag here in the Wiley X Trucks at Charlotte Motor Speedway. But first, we have to head trackside for today's national anthem. On behalf of iRacing.com, Motorsport Simulations, Noble Motorsport, and Wiley X, welcome to race 9 of 10 tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. 80 laps. Ben Nile is joining us up here in the booth as a guest commentator tonight, and as always, alongside Dylan Lee, I am Ben Kilcrease with Sam Taylor, getting the picture that you see to you. Before we get to the lineup here, we're going to look at our picks for tonight. Niall, who you got?
Well, I'm going to go right out and take it real quick. Dylan Brockwell's going to win her tonight.
Good pick. Dylan, who you got tonight?
Well, I'm seeing some faces up towards the front that I haven't seen towards the front. I'm gonna pick with one of my fellow drivers from the Nationwide, Jay Adair.
Sam, whisper in my ear who you want, and I'm going to go with Kevin Ford, our Daytona winner. And Sam's going to go with Joel Boldrin here tonight. Boldrin will roll off 25th. It's now time to run through the starting lineup, and starting on the pole is number 28 with a time of 29.622. That is Wallace Boyce, and the number 44 rolling off second is Joel Eddick.
Starting third is the number 27 of Jay Adair, followed by the 47 of Josh Robinson.
Starting in fifth will be Trevor Smith, and starting sixth will be Kevin C. Ford.
Brian Terry rolls off seventh at the number 92, and the number 13 rolling off eighth is TJ Woodward.
Starting in the number 9th spot, the number 20, we call him Mr. Dave Washington Jr. That's Dylan Brockwell, followed by the 56 of Mike Whitehead.
Starting 11th will be Brent Sturgeon, and 12th will be BJ Tidrick.
Rolling off 13th and the 03 is Kevin Carr. 14th and the number 60 is Brian Neff.
15th, the number 75 of Ronald Henry, followed by the 24 in 16th place, which is Elliot Davis.
In 17th will be the 5 of Marcus Miller, and in 18th will be Rick Donovan in the number 12. Ooh, 15 tonight, sorry about that.
Yep, 15 tonight. Rolling off 19th and the number 70 is Mike Arn. Rolling off 20th and the 41. He's supporting breast cancer awareness on his truck. That's Carl Brown.
Starting in the the 21st position in the number 84, Mr. Andrew Kessler, followed by the 79 of Safane Burnell.
Marcelo S. Almeida will start 23rd, and Sean Menley will start 24th.
Joel Boldrin's 25th. 26th is Chris Sercoy. Wyatt Wolf 27th, and Nathan Shiflett 28th. Those drivers did not take a qualifying time here tonight at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Here we go. 28 trucks scheduled to start this race. Lights are off on the pace car. Dylan, any final words before we go green?
Let's do it, boys.
I love always catching people off guard and getting their final thoughts before the green. Niall, what do you got to say?
Hold on to your bus. This is going to be a crazy race.
Well, how about this? What's your final thoughts on this, Ben?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Sam. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go racing. Well, that's my final thoughts. Nope, this is going to be a good race. 80 laps at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Race 9 of 10 for the Wiley X trucks here at Noble Motorsport. Pace cars down pit road. Wallace Boyce set the quick time, and he's hit the gas, and we're racing for 80 laps at Charlotte.
Wallace got quite the jump there on the restart, which is going to be very important here and later on.
That it will clean so far. Down in the corner, number 1 and 2, back straightaway. We're still clean. Everybody trying to get in a rhythm here early on at Charlotte. Dylan Brockwell trying to work his way around Brian Terry, already trying to advance his position early on here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Dylan Brockwell already up to 7th.
Beginning of these runs here are really the best time to make any passes with them fresh Goodyears.
That's one of the things that you really want to watch out here. Even though it is a pretty high-speed track and the banks are pretty steep, you really got to watch out for the right front tire wear, as this truck will get extremely tight when it heads straight for that wall.
That it will. Brockwell's going to get the 6th position away from Kevin Ford. So Brockwell early on is on the move here at Charlotte Motor Speedway up front. Nothing's changed. It's still Wallace Boyce leading Joel Eddick, but Eddick's right on his rear bumper heading into corner number 3.
Almost looks as if they're bump drafting at Talladega.
Whoa, look out, 4th truck in line. Josh Robinson got a little wiggly off of corner number 4 there. Trevor Smith did a good job staying off of him. We're still clean and green here at Charlotte. We're on board with Jay Adair. Adair sits third right now. Top three have kind of broken away, then another three, and then another three behind those guys. So 3 packs of 3 up at the front. Smith looks to the inside of Robinson. That's for the 4th position. And he might take it down in 1 and 2, but Robinson might be able to try and work the outside. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to. Well, I take that back. Robinson pulls back even with him down the back.
This track, you can definitely run that outside if you know how to do it.
Yeah, Ben, 2 people that I'm going to be watching here is number 17 of Trevor Smith and the 20 of Rockwell, as these 2 have gone at it a lot in the past, and have always made some interesting racing towards the front. Now that they're, got a few trucks in front of them, it's going to be interesting to see how they work together, if they work together, if they don't work together, as Rockwell is looking at the outside of Trevor Smith.
Look to the outside there. We have a switch for the lead. Joel Reddick's going to take the point away from Wallace Boyce. Boyce going to try and get back in line for the 2nd position, and he cuts across the nose of Jay Adair. So Wallace Boyce and Joel Reddick swapping the front position for the time being.
Jay Adair coming out turn 4 too. Looks like he got down in that little white line there. It got him loose coming out the exit, and that's one thing that you really got to watch out here. Also, along with the tire wear, is that white line. Mr. Nile, I know from a driver experience, that white line is dangerous here at this track.
Yeah, I actually made that mistake first race of the season with the Nationwide. Let's see if any of them will copy me or if they'll learn from my mistake.
Battle for 2nd place has Adair on the inside and Boyce on the outside. Back behind them, 2 heavy hitters in the race tonight, Trevor Smith and Brockwell. Brockwell's trying to follow Adair on the inside. Smith's trying to follow Adair. Brockwell stuck behind Boyce on the outside. 2 by 2 battling for 2nd.
Looks like Boyce might have used his tires up already or heated them up. Them guys with that draft don't use their tires as much because they're not driving as hard. So that might be why he's dropping so quick.
Also, another thing that you got to watch here, Ben, is, well, I guess you're both Ben, so both of you. The thing that you got to watch here is watch out for the guys that are saving early on. That will really help you here in that long run.
Josh Robinson just got in the wall real hard, almost bunched up a bunch of guys behind him.
He was able to keep it straight, though. I had my eye on that as well. Robinson sits 6th right now, and he's still 6th, but he has a little bit of damage. We'll have to see if that changes anything on that truck. Adair has cleared Boyce. Boyce was able to get back down in front of Smith. Now Smith looks low on Boyce again down the back straightaway. And Joe Reddick kind of just trying to run away with it here in the early going.
It's like Rockwell's taking a look to the inside of 28 truck of Boyce. He gets past him down the front stretch and moves him up to 4th.
One problem area we might see tonight is right through that tri-oval. You can stick your nose under there without knowing, and it can cause real havoc with guys.
That grass comes up really quick. Sorry to interrupt you there, Ben.
Not a problem, not a problem. Brockwell to the inside of Trevor Smith. Smith's going to let him have it. Down in 3 and 4. Brockwell kind of run a defensive line. Off of 4 there. Thought Smith was going to pull across over. Decided better, but Brockwell has cracked the top 3 here tonight on lap number 12.
See, it looks to me like Jay Adair might be saving his tires now. He might have used them up there real quick.
Brockwell almost hit the wall, and uncharacteristic mistake right there. He pushed real high on the tube. And now that's allowing Trevor Smith to get back to the inside. Smith kind of pushes up though right there. Trevor Smith really running him hard here. He's making Brockwell fight for that 3rd position.
Look who else we have also coming up into the group. We have Brian Terry, Josh Robinson, and Mike Whitehead starting to work their way up into this little group for 3rd place.
Certainly do. Wallace Boyce sits directly behind Smith and Brockwell, and then it's Terry, Robinson, and Whitehead. I watched Whitehead practice, and he had a real quick truck under him as we have a truck coming down pit road. I'll try and get a name on that. That's
That'd be Ronald Henry. He looks pretty beat up there. He might have got loose a little earlier or something.
looks like actually somebody got into the right rear of his truck.
Looking down from the Noble Network 1 chopper. And I tell you what, Trevor Smith really pinched Rockwell almost through the wall down the back straightaway. I thought they were both going to go into it. At one point, they were able to keep it out, but that's good hard racing for this third position. Trevor Smith takes it in one, and Brockwell still going to try and have to get around him.
Also, one thing is, the more Smith and Brockwell try and go at it, the more that Joel Eddick and Jay Adair are going to run away from these guys.
Yep, most definitely.
Oh, Trevor Smith loose out of turn 4. Brockwell looking to the outside now down the front stretch.
Brockwell didn't quite have the nose on him, so he'll try again on the back stretch to see if he can do anything. What if Boyce actually looking to the inside of Brockwell, and he almost tags the bumper off of 2. Wallace Boyce trying to take the 4th position away.
This is some excellent racing we're seeing right now. A lot of give and take, but a lot of hard racing between these guys.
Boyce still looking to the inside of Brockwell. Looks like he's having some connection issues.
Starting to look back here for the battle for the top 10 is actually doing pretty well. We got the 77 of Brent Sturgeon. He's moved his way towards the front here. Gonna put him in 9th. Oh, I'm sorry, 5th. Big old group of trucks here starting to stack up. As it looked like Ryan Neff, he's got some damage on him.
Yeah, Neff has some damage, but Wallace Boyce and Dylan Brockwell are both, they're running tail to nose, and they both had internet connection problems at the same time. We just received word that Boyce has his received throughput fell to an unacceptable level. Haven't seen that from Brockwell yet, but he's not on the track, and this is huge.
Smith going for second there around Jay Adair.
And they're not much of a battle there. Smith's going to be able to clear him with ease down the back straightaway. Look at Brian Terry. He's sneaking up into this battle as well. Terry looking for the 3rd position. He sticks his nose in 3. Thought Adair was going to chop him off. He did not. Trevor Smith's got a long way to go to get caught back up to the rear bumper of Joel Eddick. Eddick is in the world of himself, and there's Brockwell. He was stopped on the back straightaway, and his received throughput has now fell to an unacceptable level, and Dylan Brockwell will be multiple laps down.
Oh, that's a heartbreak.
Looking back at the back of the pack, a great battle for 10th position. Mike Whitehead, looks like Brian Neff and Elliot Davis.
Yep, these guys are going at it pretty hard back there. Just behind them, TJ Woodward and Mike Arn. They're duking it out. Woodward running the breast cancer awareness colors tonight as well. Elliot Davis to the inside of Tidgett. That's for the 10th position. Looks like he might be able to clear him down the front stretch if he's careful. He will.
Joel Eddick's got to be thinking right now, am I going to pit early, or am I going to try and stay out as long as I can without that draft?
And that's going to be a hard decision. I don't even know what I'd say there. And usually I have a good explanation for what I would or wouldn't do. And we're coming up on pit stops within the next few laps here, and it's going to be interesting.
It looks like we have the 28 of Wallace Boyce back down on pit road, back into the session here. So he's 5 laps down now.
He's definitely got some work to do. He's going to need a bunch of cautions to help him to get back on the lead lap. Brockwell is still not connected. Meanwhile, while we saw Boyce pop back up on the pit road, Brian Terry got around Trevor Smith. That's for the 2nd position. And we have one truck starting the round of pit stops. Try and get a number on that truck for you. That's Jay Adair.
This is definitely a track you can pit early and not get bitten too hard for it. Plus, 2 tires really does work here, especially with this draft.
See what everybody's strategy is tonight. Everybody else so far has stayed out. We have one dipping down. That's the 72 truck heading down pit road. BJ Tidrick. Also have Stefan Brunel heading down pit road.
Sounds like I got word that our leader, Joel Edick, is coming in this time.
And here we go. He's going to head down. Got to really get this thing woed up. You do not want to speed here.
Trevor Smith is coming as well.
So we have a whole, about half the field, quarter of the field coming down pit road now.
Yep. Terry has the lead here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And this is really going to jumble up the field, so you got to give us a moment to let everything cycle around here before we start telling you where everybody is out.
Looks like 2 tires for the number 44, Joel Edick. As well for Trevor Smith and the 03 of Kevin Carr. 3 wide off the exit of pit lane.
Oh, got one truck entering a little early there. That was Sean Medling. Can't do that. He gets it back down. And remember, we're still under green flag conditions. We usually see a bunch of the pitting under caution, but we are still racing green flag here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and we're still waiting for everything to get sorted out for us up here in the booth so we can update you guys on where everybody stands.
Brian Terry led a few laps there. He came down for a 4-tire pit stop.
Edick will go back to the lead here.
Looks like Brian Terry and Trevor Smith are going to round out your 2nd and 3rd, along with Kevin Carr 4th. JF Dare is going to finish out the top 5, sorry, after those pit stops.
Joel Edick has a 8-second lead after that round of pit stops, and that shows you the advantage you can get by taking 2 tires.
Thing is, too, here, they really even out after a couple of laps, so it may be to his advantage if this keeps going green. It may hurt him because it might get worse fuel mileage than the rest of the guys.
I have to wait and see how everything shapes out. Edick's in a roll of his own. Doesn't have to worry about any lap traffic or anything right now. Got a battle back here for the 15th position. Mike Whitehead, Drew Joel Bolton, and Mike Arnn. They're all going at it pretty hard. Just ahead of them, have some side-by-side racing. Rick Donaldson's a part of that, as well as Elliott Davis and Wyatt Wolf. Battle for 2nd place, Trevor Smith on the outside, Terry on the inside. This is for the runner-up position at the line. It's going to be Smith. Snag it that time by. And these guys are starting to close. They've closed half a second in 2 laps on Edick's lead.
Best thing for them guys to do right now is just get right behind one another and just try and run as fast as they can, as long as they can, without killing their cars. Trucks, sorry.
We want to thank you for tuning in tonight here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. You're watching the Wiley X Truck Series live on Noble Network 1. We'll be right back.
Does a real race car have a center post? Of course not, and neither should your race rig. The R-Seat Evo V3 with its unique design has no center post. The R-Seat Evo replicates what you would be accustomed to in your daily driver or something you may take to the track. It can accommodate drivers from 4'11" up to over 6'6" tall and is pre-drilled for all of the major wheel manufacturers on the market today. When it comes to performance, look no further than the R-Seat Evo V3. Check out the R-Seat Evo and other sim racing equipment by heading to www.rseat.net.
I felt it all at the hall, where it's a cool 33 degrees.
We experienced it all at the hall, where my son became the fastest man ever.
I relived it all at the hall, where my grandson asked me, "Did you really do all that?"
Experience high-octane fun during NASCAR Hall of Fame's Cure for the Common Summer, presented by Coca-Cola.
Lap 35 we are working on right now, and there's a battle for the second position. If you're just joining us, Joe Eddick took the lead a few laps before heading down into the pits, and he has dominated from then on. Dylan Brockwell, big story tonight with Dylan Brockwell and Wallace Boyce. Both of those drivers, they lost internet connection. They were running tail to nose within the top 5, and they both lost internet connection at the same time. Wallace Boyce connected quite a bit earlier than Brockwell did. Boyce is 4 laps down. Dylan Brockwell is 18 laps down here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This race is brought to you by WileyX.com. They have all your sunglass needs from tactical motorcycle, racing, outdoors, and safety. They even have prescription lenses too, so choose Wiley X to keep the sun and debris out of your eyes. You can find them at WileyX.com. Sam Bass Galleries and SamBass.com is the place to go if you want quality workmanship. Sam is the first official artist for NASCAR. You can call him at 1-800-556-5464 or visit his website at SamBass.com.
Yeah, Ben, just before you went into your plugs there, we were riding on board with Trevor Smith, and you can really tell how much of a line difference these guys are taking from each other. They've seemed to form back in line, but you can see that Smith was more down low to the inside as Terry's taking that Highland, or the middle groove.
So as we ride around, coming up on lap number 40 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, Ryan Terry and Trevor Smith, they've kind of got it figured out. They are tail to nose, just kind of drafting around here, trying to do whatever they can to catch Joel Eddick. Eddick still has a 7-second lead as we are on board with Trevor Smith right now. And I don't know, Dylan, these guys, they've really got some ground to make up if they want anything to do with Eddick, and Eddick actually gained 0.2 of a second on them right there.
Yeah, well, with Trevor and Brian, trying to battle out and trying to get that position, I'm pretty sure what's going through Trevor's mind is, if I can get Brian, I can run down Joel, and Brian's saying, if I can stay in front of Trevor, then I can run down Joel. So it's if they end up working together, they might end up catching Joel both a lot faster than just battling it out.
Well, what it might be too is just like at Talladega or Daytona, where you got to switch, not blow up. It might be that, since they're running so close together down the straightaways.
Bring up a good point. Three-truck battle for the 6th position between B.J. Tidrick, Jay Adair, and Kevin Ford. Adair looks sitting inside of Tidrick now. For the 6th position, Adair's on the inside. Tidrick is working that outside.
It's very great to see a lot of these guys up here near the front. I know B.J. Tidrick started about 12th, 13th position, and he's made his way up to almost the top 5.
He's really putting the pinch on Adair down in 1 and 2.
Trying to get that side draft through the corner.
Yep, and now Ford trying to work his way around the outside of Adair. He saw Tindrick do it, and Ford's going to try and do it off a 4. He's got a good run down the front stretch.
I have a feeling that margin that Joel Edick has right now with Brian Terry and Trevor Smith is going to be much smaller after these next green flag pit stops. He took 2 tires on the last one. It means his inside's going to be worn to the brim on this next pit stop.
Yeah, I think Terry actually took 4, and I believe Trevor Smith also took 2 tires. So we'll have to watch out for that next time by too.
So we'll have to wait and see what everybody does on the land of pit stops. We're easing up on them right now, about 5 or so laps away. And we are just past halfway here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. I want to thank you for tuning in with us right here live on NobleNetwork1.com. If you click up there in the top right-hand corner of your screen, don't do it now because the race is going on, but after the race, you'll be able to see our in progress page, and Rick Donovan, our head honcho at Noble Motorsport and guru when it comes to Photoshop and video editing. He is really working on us a nice live page for you guys to watch the races from, and really looking good so far. Another internet connection strikes here in North Carolina. Brian Neff has dropped internet connection.
Yeah, I noticed Dylan Brockwell is connected, but he hasn't been on track, so he's gone 28 laps down now, as Wallace Boyce is still out on track, 4 laps down.
Seeing as how he was so many laps down, his guru there, Dave Washington, may have just said, sit out this one, it's not a big deal, you're not racing for points.
So, we are looking at Andy Kessler, who is sporting the breast cancer awareness colors tonight. We encourage you to go out and get tested for breast cancer, have your mammogram, and if you don't want to go alone, go with a friend. Sir, it's better to catch it early than late. My grandmother's a breast cancer survivor, so it really touches home. We are talking about breast cancer awareness, and when all these guys are wearing pink. Got some drivers heading down on the pit road. Tidrick's going to lead them down, and Elliott Davis is down as well, so pit stops starting to occur right now.
Even with this pit stop here, Ben, it's going to still need at least one more pit stop to get to the end. They're going to be about 5-6 laps short here.
Yep, so it's going to be interesting. Joel Eddick, your leader, he's going to stay out another lap here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Terry and Smith, they're still going at it for the second position. They're going to stay out on another lap. Josh Robinson, though, is heading down the to pit road right now. He gave up the 4th position. Woodward and Eddick both coming down pit road this time by. Eddick got a little bit hung up behind Woodward there. Brian Terry, Trevor Smith, they're still going to stay out. So very interesting strategy. Jonathan is down on this round of pit stops. Midling now enters the pit road.
These guys gotta make sure they don't speed. The way this race is going, they'll be done for the rest of the race because they will never get their lap back.
Brian Terry gonna lead another lap, and now he's gonna head down on the pit road. Smith, oh, I thought he was close to missing it right there. They both get it woed down. Terry and Smith to the pits.
Four tire stop this time for the 44, Joel Ladick.
Let's see what Terry and Smith do right here. I know they both took 4 tires in the last stop. Terry took 2 tires.
2 for Smith. Terry with a real good run off pit road. Does he come out in front of Edick? No.
He may not come out ahead of Edick, but 1 second in pit lane, I believe, is 20 feet or so on the track. So that's about 10 seconds almost.
There's Edick right there. Edick just got by Terry. Terry's right there. He's within striking distance, and all of a sudden he's now got us a race up at the front. Brian Terry trying to chase down Joel Edick, and Edick's going to be running into quite a bit of traffic up ahead. There's a group of 5 trucks all going at it for position. So this is going to really get interesting down the back straightaway. These guys in front of them are racing real hard.
Best thing he can hope for is they get single file and give him a lane either on the bottom or the top. But if that doesn't happen, we may see an even closer race there for first place.
Have to wait and see. I think everything's pretty much cycled around here, so we'll look at the Wiley X top 5. Joel Edick. PowerTech Power Solutions top 5. Joel Edick is your leader. Brian Terry sits second. Trevor Smith is third. Jay Adair fourth, and BJ Titrick rounds out the top 5. And Edick has to work his way around the traffic of Mike Whitehead. And look at Brian Terry. He's right there on the bumper.
Terry's now going to have that draft off of Edick, and he is going to be locked on him for the rest of this race as much as he can.
Edick can't clear the traffic. So Terry and Edick are both stuck behind Whitehead, and just ahead of them, these guys are going at it. And this is going to get all sorts of interesting here for your leaders.
Well, it is time to go, Ben. We're under 30 to go here. These guys are going to be driving as hard as they can right to the finish.
On board with Joel Edick, you can see just in front of him, there is that's the worst sight that a driver can see when leading and trying to stay out in front of somebody. Is that many trucks right in front of you, and he's going to catch them within the next 5 or so laps. And this is really going to get interesting. Lap traffic will be a huge factor to the finish of this race.
Best thing for Brian Terry to do right now is save the 2 tires he did get and wait for the right time to jump on Joel.
Edick continuing to lead Terry, and they are right there on the traffic. They have caught the traffic, and oh boy, Wyatt Wolf's going to be the first victim to go a lap down, it looks like. Then TJ Woodward, Whitehead, and Arn. They're somewhat single file now. I don't expect them to be that way, down in 1.
That is if they cooperate, Ben. You know, these guys are racing for a position. They're not going to really be paying attention to who's behind them. So unless Edick's spotter really gets on the other guy's spotter, it's really going to be interesting to see how Edith and Terry navigate through the traffic.
And there's no rule saying that, hey, if you're a lap car, you just got to pull over. No rule like that. You run your line, you do what is right for you. Don't worry about the leader. It's the leader's responsibility to get around you. And we're going to have to see how Edic does get around these guys. They're kind of spread out. They're more spread out than they were, which is to a slight advantage for Edic. But they are right there. They're on the bumper of Wolf right now.
This, as soon as they start getting into the traffic, I would believe that would be Terry's time to pounce on Edic, trying to block him with a lapped car.
19 laps to go.
Remember, we don't know if these guys can make it all the way on their fuel. They may have to stop one more time.
It is going to be close on the fuel. Edic looks to the inside of Wolf. Does Wolf give it to him, or does he try and challenge him? He does give him the inside line. Around 1 lap truck. Terry now trying to pounce on Wolf.
I'm actually kind of curious to see right now if Joel is using his tires at all, trying to keep ahead of Brian to get around these lap cars, or if he's actually just taking it easy as well as Brian is.
I know that as well. There's really no way to tell. I mean, it both looks like they're driving as hard as they can right now, but that might not be the case. We want to thank NASCAR Hall of Fame. We encourage you to do it all at the Hall. You can like them on Facebook, just search NASCAR Hall, or follow them on Twitter at NASCAR Hall. RSeat.net, they have all your sim racing needs. When it comes to comfort, seats, and monitor stands, they have it all at RSeat.net. RSeat.net is also the official sponsor of the RSeat.net Cup Series here at No Bull Motorsport. And guys, Trevor Smith has caught up to Terry and Edic. It looks like Smith and Edic are sweeping, and Smith saying, oh no, I gotta go for the lead. He's gonna take it down in 3 and 4. Trevor Smith takes the lead, and Brian Terry's gonna follow him. Smith for the lead. Terry snags second at the line.
Edic is definitely saving big time, but I don't think Brian is, and I know Trevor isn't.
Well, I gotta say, Terry was saving there for a few laps. He might be close. I know if he had a chance to get around Edic, he would have taken it. I think Terry was riding there for a few laps. Smith, no way, would have been able to catch them if Terry was going full throttle. So Smith not in a saving mode. Terry is.
One strategy some of these guys
Go ahead.
one of these strategies these guys may be on is pit with about 10-9 to go and just hope for everyone else to either run out or a quick caution to come out.
That's what I was going to say. You got to wait for, sounds like Trevor Smith might actually end up hoping a caution comes out, because if a caution does come out, they will be able to make it to the end.
Yeah, they will, and Brian Terry's still saving. He's saving quite a bit. He was 2 seconds slower than Trevor Smith that last time by. So, boy, howdy, has this gotten interesting. Here comes Edic, looking back to the inside of Terry, and Edic's going to get it at the line. Bump Joel Edic back to the second position.
Thing these guys got to worry about, though, is they can't let Smith get so far ahead, just in case he might be able to make it, or they may be able to make it.
Looks like we already have one truck starting to come down pit road. It's number 15 of Rick Donathan.
10 to go at the line. Trevor Smith have a gaggle just in front of him. A big pack of trucks, and these guys are racing hard at it. This is all for a top 10 position. Mike Arn's in the middle of that in the number 70 truck. They've kind of gotten a little bit spread out now, but they were all bunched up there a few laps ago, and Trevor Smith is catching.
Looks like our 5th place runner, Kevin Carr, is going to come down pit road.
Trevor Smith still running hard out in the lead. Whoa, Smith almost makes contact with the lap truck of Rick Donathan there. That could have been huge.
I guess I don't agree there with Trevor's strategy. He's might need to save here a little bit or pit, because I don't think a caution is going to come out.
Well, he might be trying to run it until 5 to go and just cross his fingers extremely hard that a caution will come out, because then we'll end it under caution and he might be able to make it.
We had Josh Robinson sneak up into 2nd place.
Yep, Robinson to 2nd place. Brian Terry still 3rd. Edick 4th. Tell you what, this has really gotten interesting.
Yeah, if it is time for Trevor to come down, if he has to come down pit road, what I think he's doing is trying to gang a bunch of time. That way he can do a fuel-only stop. Robinson down pit road.
Robinson gave up the 2nd position there. Smith is behind 2 trucks, Tidrick and Donovan. Five laps to go for Trevor Smith. 4.5 on the back.
This is going to be very interesting coming down here to the end.
He's got a now it's 19-second lead on Brian Terry and Joe Leedick. You think he got that far ahead so he can save?
Truck around on the inside. That's Josh Robinson. No caution. This could be, though, if he doesn't get it rolling. Oh, come on. And he's back behind the wall. So we're still green. Three to go for Trevor Smith. Does he have enough gas?
I really don't think he does, unless he's got a magic button inside of that car there saving it for him.
Two and a half laps to go. Oh my, this is gonna close for Smith.
Smith is pitting.
Head to the pit road. Dear leader is coming down pit road. He can have a splash and go right here and still possibly beat Brian Terry.
And Terry is saving, so that is very, very possible to do.
Joel Edick is slow. He's coming out of turn 2. He's really slow down the back stretches. Mike Arn and Mike Whitehead have gotten past Joel.
Edick could be out of gas. Brian Terry trying to find him. He is just now coming down the front straightaway, or heading into corner number 1. Terry has taken 2 to go. Smith has just exited the pits. And oh my, this is going to be close. I don't know if he's going to be able to run him down. Brian Terry could be looking at his second career Noble win if he doesn't run out. White flag is in the air here at Charlotte Motor Speedway for Brian Terry.
I'm listening to Brian Terry's track. He's shutting it off in the corners, guys.
Mike
He's running very slow
Whitehead.
down the straightaway, too.
Whitehead sits second. Who's going to win? Terry has about a fourth of the straightaway lead over Whitehead. Does Whitehead have anything in the final two corners? A crash behind him, a terrible crash behind him. Trucks are in the wall. It doesn't matter though because Brian Terry is going to win his second career race at Noble. Yeah, what a race. Whitehead will finish second, and Trevor Smith is fourth. And we have to go way back to see who finishes fifth, and it's going to be Joel Eddick. Mike Arn out of gas, and he's just now going to cross the finish line, and I think he actually just got beat by Sean Medling there. Chris Sarkoy. So, an unbelievable turn of events, and Brian Terry has just enough gas to burn him down here on the... Oh, nope, there it is. He's out of gas. Didn't even get a chance to spin a tire. We're gonna
Send
talk.
the pit crew to push him into victory lane. What a race.
An unbelievable race. Oh, hang on. He got it crunked back up here. Terry might not be out of gas.
Oh, he's out of gas. It's chugging.
It looks like Mike Whitehead's out of gas.
Brian Terry, he has to be ecstatic right now after winning his second career Noble race. We'll talk to him on the rest of the top three right after this.
Does a real race car have a center post? Of course not, and neither should your race rig. The R-Seat Evo V3 with its unique design has no center post. The R-Seat Evo replicates what you would be accustomed to in your daily driver or something you may take to the track. It can accommodate drivers from 4'11" up to over 6'6" tall and is pre-drilled for all of the major wheel manufacturers on the market today. When it comes to performance, look no further than the R-Seat Evo V3. Check out the R-Seat Evo and other sim racing equipment by heading to www.rseat.net.
I felt it all at the hall, where it's a cool 33 degrees.
We experienced it all at the hall, where my son became the fastest man ever.
I relived it all at the hall, where my grandson asked me, "Did you really do all that?"
Experience high-octane fun during NASCAR Hall of Fame's Cure for the Common Summer, presented by Coca-Cola.
We're back here at Noble Network 1, and we're going to go ahead and start off the interviews with Ben Nile, who is standing by with Trevor Smith, our third place finisher tonight. Ben?
Thank you, Ben. I'm down here with your third place finisher tonight, Trevor Smith. Great racing, man. You had an excellent strategy right down to the very end. Brian just saved a little more than you.
Yeah, this race I was mainly focused on running for points, trying to secure myself for that championship, and leave myself open to try to go after the win there in Miami. But no, it was a good race. I'll take the third. I mean, it was a great points day for me. So.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, you couldn't ask for very much more than that. I mean, a win, but can't complain. What is your strategy going into these last couple of races here in the season?
The last couple of races, well, starting this race and then the next one, I was hoping to try to get enough of a points lead here. I could possibly lock up the championship and not worry about points for the last one and just go all out for the race win. But I don't know. We'll have to see what the points lay out afterwards, and that will tell me whether I'm going for the win or just going for the championship. So.
Very good, very good. Anyone you would like to thank here?
Noble first because of the league that they put on. Wiley X for sponsoring the truck series, Sam Bass, PowerTech Power Solutions, RC, basically everybody, all you guys up in the booth, and then of course the 3 guys I practice with every week. I have to thank them for always preparing me for these races.
Absolutely, absolutely. That was Trevor Smith, your 3rd place finisher. Go have a drink, Trevor. I'm going to send it down to Dylan Lee with a 2nd place finisher.
Hey, I'm down here with Mike Whitehead. A fantastic finish by you tonight. Looked like you were running out of gas across the line there.
Yeah, I ran out of gas. That wasn't the first time I ran out of gas. On the pit stop before that, I ran out of gas going into the pits and somehow made it through and finished 2nd.
Fuel strategy a giant role tonight. Take us through the race and how you came across to the strategy that you had planned.
I was figuring out the laps on the after the first pit stop, how many laps we could go, and then as we were going, I was figuring it out and seeing that, figured I could make it one more, just make it a 2 pit stop race, and then see what happens, and took a chance. And since I'm not running for points in this series, might as well take chances.
As you seen Brian Terry and Joel Eddick saving fuel, I noticed coming home 2nd, you got a chance to pass a couple of them. What was your thought going through your head as you were passing them?
I don't know. I was just running a race and thought I had enough to make it, and then I noticed that towards the end, after I was starting to catch Terry, I was starting to run low, so I had to back off. If I would have had enough, I think I could have had something for Terry.
Is there anybody that you'd like to thank here for the 2nd place finish tonight?
I want to thank Niff for giving me a chance on the team and all the sponsors that we have, that paintwear, and just want to thank everybody at Noble for the fun night.
All right, guys, that's Mike Whitehead finishing a strong 2nd place here. Running out of fuel across the line. I'm going to go ahead and send it down to Ben Kilcrease in Victory Lane with Mr. Brian Terry.
I am down here. I got to talk with Brian the first time I was in Victory Lane, and now I get to talk with him for his 2nd time. And Brian, was the first one easier or was this one easier?
Oh, I don't know, Ben. I mean, this one, was a whole lot harder because it was a whole lot more strategy played out for this one because sputtering after crossing the line there, not exactly how I want to celebrate having the guys push my truck here to pit road, to Victory Lane, but hey, I'll take it. I mean, I've always practiced for races like these, and sure enough, I'm actually in a position to actually go ahead and go for the win off of fuel mileage, and here I am sitting here talking to you.
Most definitely. And Brian, I want you to just walk us through that final fuel run there. When you come out of the pits, and explain to the viewers how hard it is to not want to get in the gas when you should be getting in the gas and only go half throttle down the straightaways, and how hard is it for a driver just to say, all right, I've got to save fuel or I'm not going to win this thing.
Oh, it's not easy at all because you're always told, you're always sitting there in the car going, or in your truck going full throttle, and it just takes you talking to yourself over and over and over and over in your head to say, don't get in the gas, don't get in the gas, let these guys go by, you got to save fuel. And you just have to keep telling yourself each and every lap, because once you stop telling yourself, you're sure enough you're going to get yourself back into fuel problems and running it out because, hey, you're running full throttle again instead of telling yourself you need to conserve.
Most definitely. And Brian, 2nd win here at Noble Motorsport. Who do you want to thank for getting you here?
Would like to thank my sponsor, Wiley X Sunglasses. They've done an awesome job for me this season. My truck owner, Cody Marshall, who again was not here tonight, brought it home for a win. Also want to dedicate this race to my half-brother's father who passed away as of last week, so I was racing with a little bit of a heavy heart, but I want to dedicate this race to him and in his loving memory. And also like to thank our sponsors, Wiley RC.net, PowerTech Power Solutions, Sandbass Galleries, you guys for putting this on, and viewers for watching.
Sounds great. Well, Brian, congratulations on your win, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much, Ben.
Ryan Terry, your winner tonight, and man, Dylan that was one of the craziest finishes we've seen so far, I think, this season. And what a better man to come out than Brian Terry in victory lane tonight.
Yeah, one among many great races here and finishes as, yeah, we had, 27 trucks and no cautions. So, I mean, like I say, week in and week out, a fantastic job by these guys. Always a blast to watch. And, man, it's just great racing. That's all I can say is great racing.
Fantastic racing. And Ben, this is the second time you've joined us up here in the booth. Hope you got your money's worth tonight.
How could I not get my money's worth listening to you guys up here helping you out and watching the awesome racing that's happening out there week in and week out?
Unbelievable racing here in the Truck Series, and it is coming to an end. Well, not the series, but the season is coming to an end next Tuesday. Same time, same place, but at a different track, Homestead Miami Speedway. And we'll be there as well as all these drivers right here live on Noble Network 1. Dylan Lee, as we head out of Charlotte Motor Speedway tonight, we're going to take one final look at our finishing results here before we get the closing statements. Brian Terry came home with the victory tonight over Mike Whitehead. Trevor Smith was third. Wyatt Wolf fourth. Joe Edick rounded out the top five. Kevin Carr came home sixth. Seventh was Elliott Davis. Andy Kessler, one of a good top 10 run for him. Congratulations to him. He sits 8th. Kevin Ford 9th, and Jay Adair 10th.
Dujon Baldwin will finish off 11th, followed by Mike Arn, 73 of Sean Medling. Chris Coy will come home 14th. 15th will be BJ Tidrick. Rick Donathan 16th, as he's running a new sponsor on his car tonight. TJ Woodward in a 13 car will come home 17th. Brent Sturgeon will be 18th. Marcus Miller will be 19th. Carl Brown was going to finish off in the top 20.
Marcelo Almeida comes home 21st. Ronald Henry 22nd. 23rd is Stefan Brunel. 24th, Josh Robinson. 25th, Brian Neff. 26th, Wallace Boyce. 27th, Dylan Bronco, and Nathan Schifflin did not make it to the green flag. He finishes 28th. Dylan, final closing statements from Charlotte?
Oh man, just having such a great race like this, I'm hoping it'll be this good next week, as it should be, as the finale heads to Homestead, and I can't wait.
I can't wait either, Ben. We hope that you can possibly make it back with us for championship week next week. Final statements from tonight?
Excellent racing as usual. It planned out just how I thought everyone was going to race it out. Drafting all night, and I really do hope I can make it out there with you guys to Homestead next week. One thing I would like to say is thank you to my girlfriend for putting up with me for the last couple of weeks with this, me not talking to her and her watching this, supporting me with this. So
hello, future Mrs. Nile, maybe. Field strategy decided a winner tonight, and that's what I like to see, a good race all the way down to the finish. We still didn't know who was going to finish, who was going to win until Brian Terry crossed the line, and that's what I like to see here in the trucks. Remember, next time, same place right here on Noble Network 1, we will be at the season championship race at Homestead Miami Speedway next Tuesday. We will see you in 1 week. For Dylan Lee, Ben Nile, Sam Taylor, I'm Ben Kilcrease. Have a great week, and we'll see you next time right here on Noble Network 1. And remember to put the phone down.